Have you ever noticed how different social media platforms just feel different? Scrolling one app might make you laugh, another might make you angry, and a third might make you feel inspired. That's not an accident. The design of a platform, the very structure of it, profoundly shapes how we think, feel, and interact with each other. It's not just a blank canvas for our thoughts, it's the architect of our digital environment. Let's start with the most basic element, the format. Think about the difference between a platform built on short, snappy videos and one that hosts long, detailed articles. Short-form content rewards immediacy and simplicity. You have seconds to grab attention, so nuance gets thrown out the window. It encourages quick takes, strong emotions, and easily digestible ideas. In contrast, long-form content allows for depth, complexity, and a slower, more deliberate exploration of a topic. You have space to build an argument, provide evidence, and consider multiple perspectives. The format itself dictates the kind of thinking that thrives there. Then there's the question of identity. On platforms where you can be completely anonymous, people tend to be bolder, for better or for worse. The lack of social consequence can lead to more honest and vulnerable conversations, but it can also open the floodgates to aggression and toxicity. Conversely, on platforms where your real name and identity are front and center, behavior changes again. Interactions become a form of social signaling. We curate our posts to project a certain image, to align with a specific group, and to build social capital. The structure of the platform, anonymous or identified, directly influences the tone and quality of the discussions that take place. So, the format and identity policies set the stage, but the real director of the show is the algorithm. Recommendation systems are designed to do one thing: keep you engaged. How do they do that? By learning what you like and showing you more of it. If you watch a video about baking bread, it shows you more baking videos. If you engage with a post about a political controversy, it shows you more content just like it. This process seems harmless enough, but it has a powerful side effect. The algorithm begins to narrow your exposure. It creates a personalized information bubble around you. You start seeing the same ideas, the same perspectives, and the same talking points repeated over and over again. This repetition has a fascinating psychological effect. The more we're exposed to an idea, the more familiar it becomes, and the more familiar something feels, the more likely we are to agree with it. It's a cognitive shortcut our brains use called the MIRI exposure effect. Suddenly, you're in an echo chamber, but it's an echo chamber without walls. You didn't consciously choose to only listen to one point of view. The algorithm just quietly filtered everything else out, one recommendation at a time. This is how consensus can feel much stronger than it actually is, and how opposing views can start to seem not just wrong, but completely alien and incomprehensible. The platform has, in effect, curated your reality to be one of perpetual agreement. But it doesn't stop there. This is where things can take a more extreme turn, through a process we can call escalation drift. Imagine you're interested in a topic, let's say, personal finance. At first, you watch videos on basic budgeting. The algorithm learns this and recommends them. But after a while, basic budgeting tips become, well, boring. They no longer provide the same hit of novelty or stimulation. To keep you engaged, the algorithm needs to find something new, something a little more intense. Maybe it recommends a video on aggressive investing strategies. You click. Now it learns you like that. So next, it might show you content about high-risk cryptocurrency plays. Then, perhaps, it introduces you to creators who talk about a secret financial cabal controlling the world. Each step is a small, logical progression from the last. You're just following a trail of increasingly engaging content. This drift happens so gradually that users rarely notice the shift. You didn't wake up one day and decide to dive into fringe theories. You were guided there, one incremental step at a time, by a system optimized to hold your attention. What started as a mild interest can slowly morph into a much more extreme worldview, because the extremes start to feel normal when they're introduced piece by piece. The overt window of what's considered acceptable or believable doesn't just shift, it's actively pushed by the recommendation engine. All of these elements, the format, the algorithms, the escalation, come together to create a unique platform culture. The design of the platform shapes the norms of the community that forms there. These norms then dictate what kind of speech is considered acceptable, celebrated, or condemned. For example, a platform that rewards witty, sarcastic takedowns will cultivate a culture of cynicism. A platform that rewards heartfelt, personal stories will cultivate a culture of vulnerability. This acceptable speech, in turn, begins to shape our identities. We adopt the language, the in-jokes, and the shared beliefs of our digital tribes. Our online identity becomes intertwined with our real-world sense of self, and as we know, our identity powerfully shapes our beliefs. Once an idea becomes part of who we are far more likely to defend it, promote it, and believe it wholeheartedly. And so the cycle continues. The platform's design fosters a certain culture. That culture shapes our identity, and our identity reinforces our beliefs, which then fuels our engagement with the platform, teaching the algorithm to keep the cycle going. It's a powerful feedback loop. So when we talk about online discourse, it's crucial to remember that the platform is never a neutral host. It's not just a public square where people happen to gather. It is a carefully engineered environment, and every aspect of its design, from the length of a post to the code behind the For You page, shapes the outcome. It architects our conversations, our communities, and in many ways, our realities. Understanding this architecture is the first step toward navigating these digital spaces more consciously and critically. We have now reached the end of this series. Thank you all so much for watching and for coming on this journey with me. I hope I was able to share some valuable information with you all. Please stay tuned for more series to come, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again.